This Warriors Life podcast 2024. Will Evans and Brad Larking here for another That's My Team Tuesday night, waiting for the list to drop for the Warriors crunch game against the Bulldogs on Saturday. Probably not too many changes looking ahead, Brad, you wouldn't think. Maybe some guys to come back for the Bulldogs, probably more interest. We're brought to you, of course, by Kingz Container Crew. For your container packing and unpacking solutions, head to kingzcontainercrew.com. They're all over Australia and New Zealand. And if you're looking for a job with those legends, hit the Work With Us tab. Speaking of Kingz Container Crew, Brad, the breaking news today, and this is the first of our 2-minute Tuesday takes. It's just news sections that probably will only last 1 week coming out the wazoo. The Warriors, one of the 4 teams going to Vegas alongside Canberra, Penrith and Cronulla. I was thinking maybe to get ourselves over there, Kingz could spring for a container, ship us over there with some loyal listeners, and then we've got our accommodation sorted when we're actually there maybe. Might take a bit longer, but...
It's not a shit idea. Just set it up like a flat and ship it over. I can't see why more people aren't doing something likes of that. Yeah, well, I reckon we could have a look. Exciting. Are you excited? Is it something you're fizzed on, or?
Yeah. Well, I'm as a fan and just to see them over there, part of that event, I'm pretty excited. As a potential attendee, I'm excited.
Are you going to go?
Got to crunch the numbers, but it's definitely on our agenda. Maybe if there's a bit of a crew going. What do you reckon? Are you a potential starter, or is that just too big of a rigmarole?
Like I said to you earlier, honest to shit, my bag is still packed. I haven't unpacked my bag from the Auckland trip. It's still on my bedroom floor, so I'm good to go whenever. You just tell me where I need to be, and I'm good to go. What kit? The first thing I thought of, what kit would you like? Because it's a sales event. What jersey are you putting the Warriors in over there?
Oh, I don't know. That white one was pretty spiffy on the weekend for Heritage Round.
I think that black one.
They'd have to come up with a special one, wouldn't they?
Yeah, it would. And are they only taking the Raiders because it's at Raider Stadium? Why else would you take them?
I don't know. You were off it, weren't you? I guess they wanted to get some teams from a few different regions. Melbourne pulled out. The Queensland teams weren't keen, so...
Oh, okay.
Right. They're your outpost. A couple of Sydney teams going again, so... Yeah, but I reckon it's a pretty awesome coup for the Wars.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought of it as an option to go. Let me roost on that for a couple of days. Digest. Yeah, but good. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Do you reckon Johnson's going to stay now then? Didn't he mention if they play in Vegas, he's staying? Yeah.
Maybe sign a one match contract for 2024.
Yeah.
On a Vegas high.
And then
it was.
What's that?
You go.
No, I was starting something else. You sound like you were finishing that.
I was just going to swing into the next Tuesday take. Wasn't the only place the Warriors have popped up globally in the last sort of day or so. A Up the Wars fan flag or sign or whatever popped up in the crowd at Shania Twain headlining Glastonbury.
Because when you made mention of this, I was like, I wonder what act it was. Is it someone cool? Oh yeah, good choice and nice sign. But Shania Twain. Oh well, big audience, captive audience that day. Up the Wars, isn't it? Out of it, people are just run with it. It's almost like random South Sky now. The old Up the Wars sign, all sorts of things.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to pop up in the US presidential election somehow. So the inauguration speech or whatever, and also Jerome Kano posting a photo of Antoine Dupont, arguably the best rugby union player in the world, the French halfback. I think they're both at Toulouse, and posted a photo of him wearing the OG vintage strip with the ARL crest, and
the proper one.
I think it had a straight tongue, so it was obviously a remake of that, but it was the remake of it.
Out of it.
Yeah.
Well, I seen photos of Adi Savea training in Japan in a Warriors jersey not long ago. Yeah, it's a huge movement. It's quite phenomenal what they've done. We've
And
waxed lyrically about that.
The English rugby team as well, getting along to the game on Saturday. It's kind of like, when teams go on the end of season trips or go away, All Blacks go play in the States and they go on an NBA game or something. Like the Warriors are New Zealand's version of the thing you go and do entertainment wise.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
Were they at the game weekend gone?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realise that.
Yeah, I think they were kind of special guests. They had some photos with some players and stuff, I think. Yeah.
Photos with people at a ground.
Yeah.
Had posts. Yeah, sweet. No, you keep on that story, Will. I'm intrigued.
Yeah. Next Tuesday, Take Brad, is follow-up to the tattoo story we talked about on Sunday, the young Cronulla shark with his ill-advised thigh tattoos. He's gone and covered them up. I don't know if it was anything to do with us having a crack at him, but if it was, he got it done pretty quick. He's pulled a Bradman Best and gone over to Bali and got some big thigh tattoos. They actually look all right.
I'd put good money on it that it's probably the same Balinese tattooist that covered it up as put it on.
Yeah, not a bad shout there. I thought they were fairly tasteful. And
what did he get now? I didn't actually see the tattoos.
I think there's a bear over one, like they're massive, but it hasn't just covered up the thing. It's sort of a full thigh thing. There's a bear on one thigh and maybe some sort of cartoon Viking, maybe. I couldn't really make out what the other one was. It looks better anyway.
Sweet. Perfect. Yeah, no, I think you've given us something to work with there anyway. Yeah, man. And then the woman's signing. That's an epic signing, isn't it? Sorry to...
Ronald Griffiths. So he's the two-time Newcastle Premiership winning coach, also the Indigenous All-Stars coach. He is an Indigenous bloke, and what a great get. I mean, he is, as far as NRLW's short history goes, he's pretty much the GOAT coach. What he's done in Newcastle is amazing, and to get him in, and you'd think they must be thinking we've got to get the best guy for this new team, because there's plenty of potential. Slade Griffin was going to coach them in 2020 before COVID sort of kiboshed that. There's other coaches like that you could bring in, but they want someone with head coach experience, especially in that competition. He's been Newcastle's New South Wales Cup coach this year, so that's why he's sort of free of NRLW.
Is that what he's doing this
responsibilities?
Year? Yeah. I think it's a great get. It shows to potential recruits how seriously the Warriors are taking this NRLW team, eh? Like if you're a recruit, if it was someone, no disrespect to Slade Griffin, but you might struggle to fill your squad and pick some people across the Tasman. But straight away, they're sort of putting out their intentions, aren't they?
Yeah, plenty of Kiwis in that team and all the NRLW teams, but he'll have those links throughout that league, and really exciting.
Wouldn't mind him dragging that fullback for Newcastle. Her name eludes me, but she is a
Tamika Upton.
Yeah,
Upton, the Queensland fullback too.
See him do the dirty on the club and grab us a couple before he comes over.
Yeah. Millie Elliott as well.
I
think she was at the Knights, wasn't she?
They're a package deal, aren't they?
She still is.
I don't know.
No, she gone to the Roosters now, actually.
Oh, has
Roosters,
she?
I think. Yeah.
Far out. Anyway. And then wasn't she previously at the Gold Coast before that? That's where they met?
I don't know. Maybe I wonder if we're going to see Georgia Hale come home as one of the
surely that's
big
a
ones.
It'd be like Dean Bell finishing at the Warriors when he did. It would be a good sign-off for someone like that, Bird. Yeah. She has been biffed around the head for a long time. She's a tough shit, eh? Holy hell. Yeah, that'd be quite cool.
Yeah, she's almost in career best form last year and sort of was, one of the stars when Women's Rugby League really took off. All of a sudden, 6 years later, she's quite small for a women's footy player, and there's so many, really athletic ladies in that league, but she's still holding her own, tackling about 80 people a game. And great ball playing lock. So I'd love to see her come back. Obviously, work for the club, and there's a lot of time for it. So can't wait to see what sort of squad they put together.
I'm looking forward to the women's NRL starting. Is it what round do they start? 18 or 19? Is it? I think they start in a couple of weeks.
It's about a 10 round comp with a 3 or 4 week finals now, so it must start very soon.
Yeah.
A lot more for us to be interested in, I guess, ahead of the Warriors joining up.
Yeah, there is. Sorry, I buzzed out then. I was going to say something. I read something and then it was like Men in Black when you just get, woof, where am I? Come to, and you were talking. I was like, oh, hang on. I got something on here. What else have we got?
Well, this one's from very much post-game, and you could tell we had the dude with the sign that brings the sign in every week. He made reference to it as well, but the Hawk Tour meme phenomenon, that most famous chick on the planet for about a couple of weeks. I know the Warriors social media department does like to pick up on social trends, and they're pretty cutting edge. I was surprised to see them splice together that with Glenn Lama saying "two of us a sheck" as he scored. I mean, at the end of the day, you're grabbing the footage of some chick drunkenly talking about spitting on a dick. So, I mean, edgy. I like it. It doesn't offend me, obviously, but I can imagine some people. Imagine your grandma going, "Well, what's that about?" And so she goes and Googles the first part of that, and it's horrified.
Well.
But good on them.
Well, see if anything comes of it. Have we dropped?
Just about, Brad. Just got a couple of little bits to get through. The Bulldogs signing young Carwyn Patterson. He was Harold Matt's co-captain and player of the year for that team. So obviously a bit of a gun in a championship-winning team, and a blow for the Warriors. Obviously they're putting these pathways and these teams in place, and suddenly they've already lost. I guess one of the headliners.
And what have we lost in terms of future? What half fullback? What is he? What position does he play?
Should have looked that up. Hey? I'm sure.
Sorry. I'll stop asking questions, man.
Young Carwyn is, of course, a hooker. Dargaville born, if you're going to ask that.
Yeah,
Westlake boys, Marist Saints Jr. And he's off to the Bulldogs, who have quite the Kiwi connection over there, and obviously they got the development pathways agreement with Canterbury Rugby League over here too. So that'll really stick in the Warriors' craw, I reckon. Andrew McFadden will be sitting there grinding his teeth.
The one that got away.
You bastards.
Harold Matts, that's the real young kids, isn't it? Is that 16s?
Yeah. 17s, yeah.
17s, yeah. Oh, that's a shame. We wouldn't mind.
You can't keep them all, but...
Nah. Oh, well, we'll have to pinch. Yeah. We've done well at pinching a few of other people as well lately.
Yeah. One quick one, Brad, because I love me stats and records and that sort of thing. Hole Felt becoming just the third player in history to score 10 plus tries in 9 straight seasons.
Oh,
so quite the achievement for just a real stalwart, really.
Did you watch that first 20 minutes in the weekend?
Yeah.
How involved he was. He got like 2 disallowed, got 1. Yeah, he was just in everything. I like him. He's a toiler. Yeah, he's a toiler, man. He's safe as shit.
But racks up the tries too. And the other 2 players on that list are, of course, Ken Irvine, the greatest try scorer of all time. He scored 10 tries in every full season he played. He scored 9 in a row, then got injured after 1 game, so missed that whole year. Then picked up where he left off and scored 10 plus tries for his last 5 seasons or so after that.
Jesus.
Yeah. Incredible player, but the record holder, of course, is Manu Vatuvei. 10 tries, 10 seasons. It's my favourite record ever, and I think I was a big fan, obviously, of Big Manu as a player, and and his strike rate. But I think what I loved about that record so much is that he could find an injury, but he managed to stay on the field long enough in every season to pick up 10 in a row. And actually, at the start of that, the first year before that, he scored 9 in 12 games. So almost had 11. I think when we look back in decades' time, when we're still doing this podcast, obviously, Brad, at like 70 years old, we'll still be talking about Manu's 10 in a row.
Yeah.
10 and 10 in a row, and there won't be too many other players that have achieved it, but maybe Kyle Felt might match and break it next year.
I do like Kyle Felt, but I don't want him to break it.
I could handle him matching it, but
matching will be okay, but not breaking it. Yeah, that was crazy, that first 20 of that game.
And a crazy win. I mean, you talk about some of the fan base talk about leave Johnson out. We keep winning without him. Well, what about the wins that they're racking up without their Origin players? Knocked over the Roosters, knocked over the Panthers away.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. Oh well, never mind. What was I going to say?
Seamless, Brad. Did you want to get into it?
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah. Anything exciting? You always cheat, you maggot. You always cheat. You always glance at it and read it, and I'm sat here going, oh, he knows. I can tell by your facial expression. It's like, like his eyebrows raised. Yeah. Oh, maybe there's a change, but nah. Right, have your glance, you maggot.
Well, it's the least exciting Teamless Tuesday we've tuned in for, Brad. No changes to the 17. I mean, do I even read it out?
Gee, well, this was well worth sticking around for, wasn't it?
Thanks for coming. Good night. Chance, Dallin, Roger, Adam, Marcelo, Chanel, Tamati. And in the forwards, Adam, Wade, Mitchell, Marata, Kurt, and Tohu. Named in the starting 13, even though we expect another late change. In the bench of Freddie, Dylan, Jazz, Jackson. Reserves, Jacob Laban. I don't know what's happened with his judiciary appearance.
He'd done nothing. I reckon he'll get off.
I saw the full clip again. Horsburgh was messing with him before he.
That's what I say.
So I don't even know if Horsburgh was having a crack at him for the knees in. He might have just still been going on with the previous incident.
I think
he's a lunatic. Hasn't he fallen from grace?
I know.
Origin player, can't get into first grade now, and he's picking fights.
Can't keep a lid on it. He's going to be on in about 10 years' time, he'll be on one of those YouTube clips or reels that pop up, just like 2 40-year-old dudes backyard fighting with like a cage around them on grass. Have you seen them? Overweight old men throwing at each other. That'll be Horsburgh. He'll do outback boxing.
I mean, he is doing absolutely nothing for the cliche of the fiery redhead.
No.
And he's the fieriest one of all time, I think.
I did feel sorry for him. I don't. He's just got a short fuse because he knew when he went up to the ref and got sent. He was almost apologetic in his face. He was like, fuck, I've done it again." He was just as he doesn't get it either. So what am I doing? Yeah, but so no changes. I suppose that's okay, isn't it?
Yeah, the reserve list: Jacob Laban, Tain Tuapiki, Ali Leatawa, who's back from injury. Bunty Afoa, who was left out of the 23 altogether last week. I guess maybe Tommy Ale is going to pick up a suspension. And Leka Halasima, the bright young talent. So, Moala Graham Telfer not named in the 23 at all after being 18th man last week is a little curious.
I think they probably just want to give him a run, eh? Not just... They don't
potentially, but they could still name him in the 23 and give him a run in New South Wales Cup late. I guess that means they rate Leatawa as the next cab off the rank, despite not having played since. And this is against the Panthers that Leatawa played. So 5-6 weeks ago. This is the
thing about Webster. Their ranking always seems to. Their ranking never change. Like he always sticks. It's like he's got them numbered off, and that's where you are. It's pretty hard to tip up the next guy above you on the ladder and under Webster's regime, I reckon.
Yeah. And obviously we talked about Marcelo being maybe a bit under the pump again. He's been dropped already this year, and a couple of forgettable moments on Saturday. I didn't realise Rocco Berry has been placed on the indefinitely injured list. So there was I did see an article, but it might have been Fox Sports saying, he's due back any week, but it looks like he's out for, bit of they don't know. So
what do you just have the emoji of that dude shrugging his shoulders? That's what they should do.
Yeah.
Simplify it with emojis.
So it looks like Marcelo's going to have a shocker and a loss to get dropped for Graham Telfer or Leotawa or whoever else is waiting in the wings.
It's cool seeing Marcelo's name pop up on the bench.
Yeah.
On
obviously,
extended reserve, sorry, anyway.
Yeah, it'd be not that we want to think about that yet, but some of these young guys might get a bit of a taste later in the season if we're out of contention.
Yeah.
And, obviously carrying a few injured guys. So, but yeah, hopefully we're still right in it, at least up to the closing rounds.
So the Bulldogs, I looked at the Bulldogs win-loss over the last few weeks, and I thought they have won a few games, but they're all games they should have won, and they've lost to most teams of any sort of decent value, haven't they?
So Cronulla, not that Cronulla has been travelling well, but they're top 4, and that was a bit of a step forward. It's remarkable how similar their season this year is to ours last year. I think it's been, and they're actually only like a 1.5 ahead of us, really.
Yeah.
But I think it's the way their defence, for one thing, they've gone from the worst defensive team in the comp to second, which is basically what we did from 2022 to 23. And it's the way that they've lost has been just as impressive as getting those sort of gritty wins. They don't get dicked. There's no, like, their worst loss is like 26-8 or something. That kind of, the closing the gap between your worst performance and your best. And that's what the Warriors built their season on last year. Whereas now our worst and our best is about as broad as you can get.
Yeah, it is. It is. And they're definitely not that team that all you had to do a season and a half ago was be ahead with sort of 20 minutes to go and you could win by 30 against the Dogs, eh? They'd just stop. But yeah, they have got that Dogs of War that's starting to, you can almost smell that chant sort of growing again, the Dogs of War. They're building something there. And yeah, I think they're back. And rightfully, they should be back. They're one of the best clubs of history. They used to ride near the top. Often my kids can't believe they've won competitions and that. It's like, what, the Bulldogs? Yeah. It just hasn't happened in their generation. So yeah.
So they've I'm just for Ladbrokes putting together an article about every club's longest finals drought, and this current one of the Bulldogs of 8 seasons is the second longest in their history. To go all the way back to the 40s and 50s to find a gap where they haven't played finals footy. And obviously that stat that train spotters love is that the Bulldogs won premierships in 84, 94, 2000, played grand finals in 74, 84, 94, 2004, and 2014.
What?
Yeah, and what's the common thread there, Brad?
Oh no. I don't feel safe. I've got a shiver down me then. Wow. Creepy. Oh, well. Well, they'll probably make it. They've played well enough to make it. I reckon we can beat them like I sort of picked them like a Broncos team we sort of played last week that we should be able to beat and overpower.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, for sure. It's just, but, that was kind of what teams thought of us, I think, for a large part of last year before they took us seriously.
What is your team?
Good roster. So,
what is your team?
A couple of big ins for them. Connor Tracy's back at fullback. He's missed a couple with a head knock. He's been awesome for them at fullback. Big turning point in their season, I think. They gave him the fullback jersey. Jacob Carraz and Blake Wilson, who's filling in for Jel Shadow Carr. I really rate him. Skinny little head winger, but he's does a good job.
Yeah.
Bronson Zeri, obviously come back from the steroid suspension, and he's having a big year. Steve Crichton, probably the best centre in the game. Huge assignment for, I think, Adam Pompey this week. Matt Burton, who is kind of I guess they're with Crichton probably their marquee man, probably their most important player, given he's in the spine. Toby Sexton at halfback. I think they've looked a lot better since he took over from Hutchison.
Not visually,
and
though. Hard to look better with
No.
him in the team. Jesus. Got a head on him, hasn't he?
The Bulldogs pack, which is punching above its weight, their middles. Max King and Sam Hughes have really made a name for themselves this year, because that was sort of pinpointed as along with the uncertainty over halfback and fullback was they got no props, but these guys have been pretty bloody good. Reid Marnie, I wonder who's he. Reid Marnie has been getting under everyone's skin. Who's he going to pinpoint?
Piece of shit.
Who's he going to pinpoint in the Warriors?
Barnett might have a bit of fun with a Marnie or hopefully he goes for like Murata. I dare you, little fuck. Bite your head off.
You'll be hanging off the goalpost by your undies if you mess with him, I reckon.
Like
Chanel can get into it. Dallin. I guess it's all about opportunity, but we'll see if he tries to wind anyone up this week.
Was he like this at Parramatta? I don't remember.
Well, he's only really got the rep for it.
This year,
Because a little bit feisty, but hey, this year maybe last, but he was playing like shit last year in a shit team, so
now he's on his toes.
Much to chirp about.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Oh.
The back row, Viliami Kikau having a big year. Jamin Salmon, probably, I don't know, Nick Tedeschi tweets about 10 times a week about his shortcomings. And Bailey Hayward, who's, they're probably a bonus for the Warriors that Jacob Preston is still out injured. He looks exactly like Matt Keating. Do you remember him?
Hayward does.
Chris Keating. Yeah, Chris Keating. He was a Parramatta and Bulldogs half
hooker.
Yeah. And he kind of looks like that referee as well with the red hair. Todd, what's his name?
Rod and Todd.
And interchange of Curtis Morin, Lipoi Hopoi. I don't know too much about him. And Joshy Curran, the former Warrior, who has lit the fuse ahead of this one. I don't know if you've caught up on what he said, Brad, but I'm going to bring it up. You can vamp.
I heard he's been chucking barbs. Oh, Joshy, what do you reckon his intention?
And good on him. I mean, he was kind of...
Is it serious or taking the piss?
I think he was, it might have been a bit of a barb, but he... he was kind of essentially told he was surplus to requirements. You're free to go. If you can find a better deal, you're a part-timer here. So he said, it actually doesn't feel like I've moved clubs. Everything we did at the Warriors, it was all through Cameron Ciraldo at Penrith. Ciro made the whole defensive system, then we brought that from Penrith. So he's kind of saying, I'm familiar with it. But he's also saying, it's all Ciraldo. Hoops didn't do shit. But the Bulldogs, they didn't really fucking bet in last year, did it? Well, whereas Weddy managed to get the Warriors to buy into it straight away. But the tables have turned a bit this year. The Bulldogs only 16 points, as I said, second in the NRL for points conceded per game. The Warriors at about 11th with 23 points per game, which obviously was blown out by that Gold Coast loss. But
he has. Yeah. I don't know if he's done anything that special yet, Ciraldo. They've had a war.
No,
look at the players they've had. It's been pretty out of. One thing about that. One thing about that team, though, I'm gutted that was it Carraz that played fullback in the weekend, not even trying to tackle or catch a ball.
Taff, I think. Wasn't Taff?
No, I think Carraz was at fullback in the weekend. I thought, he didn't go up for one. Blake Taff didn't play, I don't think. I swear I would have seen Blake Taff getting around there.
Yeah, I'll just have a quick look of.
But Jesus, he spilled, and some of them he didn't even try to get near. He just stood and looked at it. It's like, hang on, mate, you're the fullback. That's actually your ball.
I don't know if. It was. Yeah, where did I get Taff from? Oh, Taff was off the bench, so I was half watching that game. So he's obviously on at some point. And
I never seen him.
But Carraz was at fullback.
I think he played well with the ball in hand and made a couple of
Yeah.
good catches, but geez, it was a couple of
Hmm.
real dire. No, I'm
Yeah.
confident. Same sort of scoreline, or even the same sort of game. Might not be
Really?
pretty.
Well,
Yeah, I think so.
nice. Okay.
Is their defense that like educate me? What is there? How many points? Do you know anything like that? Points per game?
16 points a game. So
Wow.
they've
Okay.
only conceded, and the highest score they've conceded all year, which is probably even more amazing stat, 26 points.
What?
It's the highest score they've leaked all year,
Conceded?
which is an NRL low.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
they
Hang on.
that's
Oh,
what I'm really looking forward to about, obviously Tomato Martin, 10 try assists in 4 games at number 7. He's got a real difficult defence to unlock this week. So
yeah.
a great test
Wow.
for him and Chanel on the back of carving it up last week. Might need a few more tricks up their sleeve
Yeah.
than sort
Yeah.
of grubbers in behind the line and short balls. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh well.
But that's,
No.
and the centre matchups are obviously pretty big, and also I should have had a bit of a look beforehand, but whoever kick hours matching up on, that's a big task for the half and second row on that edge. But
Yeah.
he's a bit of a weapon. But no, I'm really looking forward to this one.
Kick
5
hours.
o'clock at Core Stadium.
It's good seeing Kick or get back to his best. I thought he might have been one of those players that we've seen the last of, his best of him at Penrith, but he's put some effort in this year, and I think he's been quite phenomenal the way he's turned his form. I think he was injured, had a bad year last year. No, okay, that might be tougher than I think, but I'm going to stand by it. 30 points to 18 Warriors.
So you're gonna predict a season worst defensive display from the Bulldogs? That's bold, Brad.
This weekend.
What if Ladbrokes, proud supporter of the podcast, got the Warriors at first of all look in the premiership market? We've actually dipped behind the Bulldogs. We're into 34 on the back of that win. We'd blown right out after the Titans loss. I think 34 is actually, to be honest, a little bit short for us to win the comp, but nevertheless, Bulldogs at 29 alongside Manly, and the Cowboys have moved into 21, a long way behind that top 5 block of contenders. Dolphins have actually slid to 34 alongside the Warriors. They can't buy a win at the moment either.
No,
strong
they
start.
can't.
So might just have a look at the ladder in a second, but Ladbrokes odds for this game: Bulldogs $1.50 favourites, Warriors $2.60, and that line is 5.5 points. So I'm not too surprised about that, but yeah, it's a big game, Brad.
It is a big game. I guess maybe the scoreline's not what I'm imagining it will be, but I think we can. I think we can win. Yeah,
I wouldn't be slapping any. Wouldn't be slapping 13 plus on with too much confidence. Despite the juicy odds there, Brad. The ladder, it's I kind of feel like if we lose this one, we're kind of up against it to make the finals, and then if we win it, we're a real good chance of going on. I know it's only 2 points either way, but
especially if they buy the following weekend.
We could jump up 2 spots this week. Raiders and Knights are 1 point above us and play each other. The Broncos are also 1 point above us and play the Panthers at Suncorp. And if there's a massive for and against swing, we could maybe jump ahead of Manly, who are 9th, and 2 points ahead. But no,
it's still not far off, is it? Oh, well, we shall wait and see.
It's just a big win, and it brings us 1 point from the Bulldogs, who sit 5th at the moment. Just keeps us tracking behind that. Dolphins will get a bye this week and stay 3 ahead, no matter what, at least. But Cowboys and Dragons, no certainties to win this week, so it's an opportunity.
It's going to be a tough old watch the end of the season, isn't it? Every game's going to be nervy.
We were nervous. We were just like, come on, hold that top 4 spot, which was essentially sealed with about 3 weeks to go. We're like, man, can we keep winning and make the 8? Oh, that's just about enough from us, Brad. But
Yeah.
we'll take it out with a would you rather-ish question from a new follower from Instagram. I think he's a dude you know, actually. Brad Riley from KG Builders.
Oh, no KG Builders. I'm bad with faces and names, though. I know the KG Builder boys from around Dunedin here. Yeah. Good lads.
He says, loving the podcast, boys. Can you please ask Brad if he would take $2 million but could never shit in a toilet again? No portaloos, long drops, outhouses, nothing. If he poos in a toilet, he dies. 2 million, is that enough, Brad?
I reckon 2
on the
million.
lawn.
I reckon he sounds a bit tight with his friggin' money there. What is a bucket a toilet? Like the thing if you use it enough, I guess it becomes a toilet. Like if you shit in the same corner of your section, does it then become a toilet?
You can have a bit more detail, Riley, but it's probably about where you do it. Like you have to go into the bushes or go out on the corner of the lawn.
Just in town shopping. Just shitting in a car park in front of your ute. Constantly holding on to the nudge bar of my ute, hanging back, shitting all over the place. Yeah. Not that I shit 50,000 times a day, though. It's only those.
And ideally it's at home. But imagine you got a crook. Like you wake up in the middle of the night, you got a bit of an unsettled tummy. Like, outside I go. Or
can you not just go in a room, in a bucket?
In the shower.
Yeah, see. Still, I don't reckon it's risking. I'm not risking my life for 2 million just in case, and then someone pull me up and I die because I shat in the shower or something. You know, Mike, because he said you die if you don't. He said that was the rules. Like it's
true. It's not like he just takes the 2 million off you.
Yeah, you did. Like this is serious shit. Like literally serious shit, man.
So we're thinking maybe more money and you get on board?
10 we could talk, Riles.
10. Well, 10 you could just about pay someone a salary to be your, just your assistant for that.
Imagine just having like those dog shit bags, like when you take your dog to the beach and a dude's just following you and picks your shit up off the footpath after you've done it, ties it, sort of biffs it in the nearest bin. Why is it any different? Imagine people just started shitting on the street and put it in bags. And they're going, I'm going to come back this way anyway. So they tie the bag in a tree to when they come back. There's this massive dump in a plastic bag on the side of it. Yeah. Anyway, not for 2 million.
I think it's the cleanup would be the thing that deters me from taking only 2 million for it. Like if you could just cut it off like a dog and walk off and go about your day.
Yeah, they're not all the same, are they? They're not all the same. They're all bloody roses. And, now some can be absolute horror shows.
Half a roll.
But you're trying to wipe a vivid. You just
well, there you go, Riley. Tell the KG accounts team that you just need to scrape together an extra 8 million and you got yourself a deal with Brad.
Yeah, then we can talk. Sweet. Right, what do you reckon? Should we go do heaps of shit?
Yeah. Just making sure.
We've got that was it. Haven't we? Mix and pack.
Of course. Yeah.
We've read it here at the end too. I had it written here.
Yeah,
just look down.
Yeah. Geez, that was almost a blunder. But it did get you up in the middle of the night, Brad. No. Back in the shed, mate. We've got mix and pack. So we did touch on it the other day, but the winner was username Waz fan in Scotland. Who he says he is a Waz fan in Scotland, apparently. It says Palmy on there. I'm not posting it to Scotland. It's Waz fan in Scotland. It's cost me a fortune. But he's got Palmy on his profile.
I'll send it to your old ladies and you can grab it next on your back.
Yeah. I think that's or maybe Brian can take it over there when he's next visiting home.
Sort of same, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, yeah, cheapish postage from there, I would have thought. Brad, I pipped you 10 points to 8. There was the poll question about the best drink at Mount Smart of the 4 options. I went for the Panhead. You went for the Zephyr cider. What were you drinking in the the TAB lounge, courtesy of King's Container Crew.
All thanks to Kingz, I was able to easily walk up to a bar and purchase, I think it was Zephyrs.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you did get the ciders.
Yeah, I
the
did.
lemonade ones, kind of.
No, they're just
Like
a
Zephyr
cider.
lemonades were.
No, just cider. Yeah, I only drink cider. Yeah, I don't drink anything else.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I wouldn't usually go a Zephyr, but it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, nice.
But I stupidly voted for that. I should have thought about what everyone's going to vote. That was a dumb point thrown away on my behalf.
Oh, was it a point one?
Oh, was it a point one?
I think it might have been you get a point for playing because there's no correct answer. 179 players, the second biggest, just 7 short of the record. But we're chasing 200. So if you haven't tried it, give it a bloody go. I mean, there's many more people that are listening to this than there are the 179 players. So if you're watching this, listening to this, and you haven't got the Mix and Pick app, either.
That's so easy.
Just go and do it. Just go and do it. It's fun.
It's not even an
Get
app.
the app. It's free. Yeah. You might win a This Warriors Life T-shirt. Brad can actually model this on. You can just whip your jumper up for us, Brad. He's finally got a staff T-shirt.
Get my boobs out.
Yeah.
There
you go. You can get that in your own colour and whatever colour you want. Every colour under the rainbow. High quality AS colour T-shirt. None of this cheap Redbubble bloody Gildan. Those band T-shirts that turn into a spray skirt after one wash. That'll do you for a few years. Get in there. mixandpick.com or mixandpick in the App Store. The links are all over our posts and stuff. And
that's piece of piss.
And great bunch of blokes down there. Great supporters of the podcast. Bunch of fun.
Yeah.
Get into it.
Nah, good shit.
Oh, well,
good shit.
So thanks to Mix and Pick. Thanks to Ladbrokes and Patreons, everyone listening. Most of all to King's Container Crew, of course. And Brad, let's make like King's Container Crew, mate, and pack it up, will we? Yeah, Jenna.